Hi viewers, the watch today will be from Tissot. It's been far too long since I reviewed a watch from this very famous brand. So let's take a look, see what this is. And there you can see it's the beautiful Visodate. Quite like this new packaging that Tissot provide. Get this sort of funky cardboard box. Nice, but a bit cheaper than their previous boxes, but quite a cool design. So what have we got here? Well, as I said, this is the Visodate or Visodate. It is, as you can see, an automatic and part of their Heritage series. So this is a reissue of a watch that they produced many decades ago, and it really is very attractive. Right, I'll just quickly go over the specs on this. The case diameter is a pleasing 40mm. The lug width is 20mm, and it is just 11.6mm thick with a dome sapphire glass. And this is powered by the ETA 2836-2, which has a 38-hour power reserve. Now Tissot did launch this model quite some time ago, so it has been around for quite a few years, but I've never actually owned one until now. I've always liked the look of them. I think they do a bigger size than a 42mm, which I felt was just a bit too big. This 40mm was just perfect, and you can see it has this beautiful dark blue sunburst dial, a very clean dial, and those markers are all applied onto the dial with the logo, that's vintage Tissot logo applied onto the dial as well. And then you've got the Dauphine hands, and the date window is framed as well, so it's all got a very kind of luxurious dress look finish to it. Very simple but beautifully executed. The case itself is all polished, there's no brushed finishing on it at all. The crown is signed, and the case back is an exhibition one with that familiar gold rotor from Tissot with a bit of Côte de Genève striping on it. Looks nice, very well finished. And this one comes on this gorgeous mesh bracelet, really nicely done, signed on the buckle as well. As you can see, the sapphire crystal does pick up loads of reflections, as does the case being all polished. It's just a very glossy, shiny watch all over. It is available on a black leather strap as well, but I think this mesh one is perfect for this style. Just adds that sort of retro vintage look, and I think it's a really, really well designed bracelet. My only criticism of it is I would have liked to have seen it nestle up to the case a little bit closer. There's a big gap there. I know that's quite a common feature with some mesh straps, but I think on this watch it would have been much better if they got that closer in. But the lugs do curl down nicely. So I'll just put it on the wrist and show you how that looks. Yeah, that really is a very snug fit, very, very comfortable. Mesh straps usually are very comfy because they're so flexible and silky smooth, and quite lightweight compared to a standard steel bracelet. And as I said, those lugs curl down, so it really hugs the wrist nicely. It really is a good looking watch, and a perfect dress watch, but it feels like it could take a lot of punishment as well. It's very well made and sturdy, so you could wear this on lots of other occasions, not just for going out. It's robust and quite a slight sporty feel about it as well. Great stuff. Okay, well, there is no loom on this watch. It is a proper vintage dress watch, and it doesn't need any loom really. It's not a big deal. Now let's just go through the crown. It's not a screw down crown, it's just a push pulse crown, but a lovely smooth action. And the date change, again very slick. Very nicely done, excellent. Okay, so I'll just zoom in on that dial, see that in a bit more detail. That is a really gorgeous dial. A little bit difficult to capture it so well because of that, because of all the reflections you can see on the sapphire crystal. It really does show that up a lot, but nevertheless you can see how well finished this dial is, and the handset is so sharp and perfectly executed, really very clear. The logo looks so crisp, and the printing just as crisp. I love that date window, the printing is really sharp, and that silver frame just adds a touch of class. And as you can see, those markers, again, really well finished, highly polished. And I always like to see a second hand sweeping right to the edge of the dial like that. You can see how the second hand is actually bent forwards just to follow the shape of the dial, which has a convex shape to it. I do really like that logo as well. Nice retro look to it. Okay, let's just quick look at the case back here. Nothing too fancy there. It's not being particularly well decorated apart from that rotor. The rest is just very plain. Not very elaborate, but it's fine. Okay, well that's it for this one. That's the Tissot Visodate, the Heritage Collection, a marvellous reissue of a very attractive watch. I do hope you enjoyed looking at this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.